Okay, can you imagine for a second trying to get around without GPS? No directions on your phone, no real-time traffic updates. Just you, a paper map,
Mm.
and a whole lot of guesswork.
Oh, yeah.
Now think about commercial planes flying without autopilot, fighter jets without those high-tech heads-up displays.
Wow.
It would be a very different world, wouldn't it?
It would.
And today, we're going to dive into the story of someone who completely revolutionized these technologies. Záda Beasley. You might not know her name, but trust me, her work in AI and machine learning has had a massive impact on all of us.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredible how much we depend on these technologies without even realizing it. Every time you use your phone to navigate,
Yeah.
benefiting from those complex algorithms and all that data processing that Záda Beasley pioneered.
Right. So let's start with what we know about Beasley. From what I've read, she's the founder and CEO of ZataData, a company that's at the forefront of AI and machine learning, especially in the area of deep learning. They're working on everything from data security and how it's organized to making sure data can be used to train these powerful AI systems. And get this, their work spans industries from space exploration to finance, healthcare, even media and entertainment.
That's amazing. It really is. And what I find fascinating about ZataData is that they're not just developing AI for specific applications, they're building the fundamental tools and technologies that will enable the next generation of AI. Their work on data integrity, security, and making sure it's accessible is crucial. Because as you know, data is what fuels all these AI algorithms. The better the data, the more powerful and reliable the AI becomes.
I see. So they're sort of building the foundation.
Exactly.
And speaking of powerful AI, Beasley's work on GPS algorithms is really something else. She's credited with writing the very first AI-powered algorithm for GPS, which is, of course, much more than just getting you from point A to point B.
Right. This algorithm is intuitive and predictive, meaning it learns from your behavior and anticipates your needs. And it captures data, which helps to constantly improve its accuracy.
Yeah, and it's not just accuracy, which is, of course, critical. Think about it. A GPS system has to process tons of real-time data, satellite signals, traffic patterns, road closures, even things like construction zones and speed traps. And Beasley's work went beyond just crunching those numbers. She created an algorithm that actually understands the context of your journey and can provide you with the most efficient and relevant information.
That is incredible. And hold on, it gets even better. She was also instrumental in launching 3 AI-enabled GPS satellites into space. That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? Launching satellites is a huge feat of engineering and collaboration. It requires working with major space agencies like NASA and industry leaders like Lockheed Martin in Beasley's case. This achievement really shows her ability to manage complex projects, work with different teams, and bring these groundbreaking ideas to life. It's amazing. And there's more. This is where it gets really impressive. Beasley was the first Black woman to complete Lockheed Martin's very prestigious engineering leadership development program. And then she was chosen to lead the development of this revolutionary computer system for the U.S. Air Force's A-10 aircraft, called the LASTE computer, which stands for Low Altitude Safety and Targeting Enhancement.
Wow, that's incredible. The LASTE computer is a perfect example of how Beasley's work has directly impacted people's lives, especially in high-stakes situations. This technology used advanced LiDAR and VR technologies, along with a helmet heads-up display, to improve pilot safety and targeting accuracy during combat missions. It could be the difference between life and death for a pilot.
Wow, yeah. From what I've read, LiDAR is kind of like radar, but it uses lasers to make these highly detailed 3D maps of the environment. And a heads-up display projects info onto the pilot's visor, so they don't have to look down at their instruments.
Exactly.
It sounds like she was bringing futuristic technology to the Air Force even back then.
Absolutely. You have to remember that all this was happening when these technologies were still in their early stages. Beasley was a true pioneer, pushing the boundaries of what was possible and showing everyone the potential of these technologies to solve real problems.
It's amazing to think about all that she accomplished,
It is.
especially at a time when those fields were even less diverse than they are now.
Right, exactly.
It makes you wonder how many other Záda Beasleys are out there, quietly working on innovations that will shape our future.
Yeah, that's a great point. It really makes you want to look beyond the familiar names and headlines and find those stories of the people who are working hard, often behind the scenes, to make the world a better place. And it reminds us that we all have a role to play in recognizing and supporting these innovators.
Absolutely. So as we conclude our deep dive into the world of Záda Beasley and her incredible contributions to AI and machine learning, I'm curious, What's one thing you hope our listeners take away from this conversation?
Hmm. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this, it's that the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we actively create through our choices, our actions, and people we choose to support and celebrate. Záda Beasley's story shows us the power of human ingenuity and perseverance, and the huge impact one person can have on the world. And it's a call to action for all of us to look for and champion those who are working to build a future that benefits all of humanity.
Well said. And as you go about your day navigating traffic with your GPS, or maybe even taking a flight powered by autopilot, remember Záda Beasley. Her story reminds us that even in a world that's increasingly dominated by technology, it's the human spirit, the drive to innovate, and the commitment to making a difference that truly shapes our future.
And her innovative spirit didn't stop there. You might be surprised to learn that she also designed and deployed those custom semiconductor smart test chip applications for big tech companies like Hyundai, LG, Samsung, and Fujitsu.
Hold on. Smart test chips. Those sound important. What exactly do they do? And how did Beasley's work impact those companies?
Well, you can think of smart test chips as the quality control experts of the electronics world. They're used to rigorously test the performance and reliability of the semiconductor chips. The ones that power everything from our smartphones and cars to computers and even household appliances. Beasley's work here involved developing innovative testing methodologies and algorithms that made these tests more efficient and accurate. So ultimately, it led to more reliable and higher performing devices for all of us.
Wow, it's amazing how her expertise in AI and data analysis has been used in so many different fields. And it sounds like she's also passionate about education.
Yeah.
The material mentions that she created and implemented immersive AR, VR, XR educational programs and even migrated student data into the cloud for schools.
That's right. Beasley has always been a big advocate for using technology to make education better. These immersive programs you mentioned use augmented reality, virtual reality, and extended reality to create engaging and interactive learning experiences for students. Imagine learning about history by actually walking through ancient Rome virtually, or studying biology by dissecting a virtual frog, and by moving student data to the cloud. She helped schools improve data security, access, and management, which made it easier for teachers to personalize learning.
It's really clear that Beasley is not only a brilliant technologist, but also a very smart businesswoman. The material points out her amazing track record of building strategic alliances, creating go-to-market strategies, and managing multi-billion-dollar pipelines. And her time at Sony Pictures is fascinating. She led the way in moving their massive movie and media data into the cloud.
Right, that move to cloud computing is a major undertaking for any company, especially one that deals with the huge amounts of data generated by a big movie studio like Sony Pictures. This shift really shows Beasley's deep understanding of how data can be used as a strategic asset and her ability to manage large-scale technological transformations.
It's almost hard to believe everything she's accomplished.
It is impressive.
And beyond all her technical achievements, she's also committed to giving back to her community. I was really moved by her volunteer work as a baby cuddler at Children's National Hospital. She even created adoption pipelines.
Yeah, that really says a lot about her character and her belief in using her talents to make a positive impact. It's truly inspiring to see someone so accomplished also give their time and resources to help others. It reinforces the idea that technological innovation should go hand in hand with social responsibility.
Absolutely. It's clear that Beasley is an extraordinary person, and it's no surprise that she's been called a modern-day hashtag hidden figure and hashtag STEM royalty. She's breaking barriers and going beyond expectations. Just like Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done.
Those titles are definitely more than just symbolic. They highlight how important it is to recognize and celebrate the achievements of people like Beasley, who are often overlooked, even though they've made groundbreaking contributions. Her story is especially inspiring for women and minorities who are pursuing careers in STEM fields. It shows that with passion, dedication, and a willingness to challenge the status quo, you can achieve anything.
I completely agree. So as we move beyond her impressive past accomplishments, what does Beasley's current work at ZataData tell us about the future of AI and machine learning?
Well, that's where things get really exciting. ZataData is at the forefront of a major shift in AI, moving away from those narrow, task-specific applications and toward more general-purpose AI systems that can learn and adapt to all sorts of challenges. They're focusing on areas like deep learning, which allows AI systems to learn from massive amounts of unstructured data, and data-centric technologies, which really prioritize the quality and management of data as the foundation for powerful AI.
And their work is being used in so many different industries, from space exploration and finance to healthcare and entertainment. It's hard to even imagine how AI will transform these fields in the years to come. What are some possible applications that we might see as a result of Beasley's work?
Well, just think about the potential of AI in healthcare. Imagine AI systems that can analyze medical images to detect diseases earlier and more accurately, or even personalize treatment plans based on a patient's unique genetic makeup. And then consider the impact of AI on transportation and urban planning. We might see smarter traffic management systems that reduce traffic jams and make things safer, or AI-powered systems that can optimize how energy is used in buildings and even entire cities.
That's amazing. It sounds like Beasley's work is not only changing the world now, but also building the foundation for a future where AI is seamlessly integrated into our lives, making them safer, more efficient, and maybe even more fulfilling.
Exactly. And it's crucial to remember that this future isn't set in stone. It's being shaped by the decisions we make today, the investments we make in research and development, and the individuals we decide to support and empower.
That's a powerful thought. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the incredible world of Záda Beasley, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing to remember is that innovation often happens behind the scenes, driven by people whose names we may not know, but whose impact we feel every day. Záda Beasley is a perfect example of this. Her work in AI and machine learning has touched so many lives, and it continues to shape technology in amazing ways.
It's a powerful reminder that the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create through our choices, our actions, and the stories we choose to tell, and the people we choose to celebrate.
It really is.
It makes you think,
Right.
how many other Záda Beasleys are out there? People quietly working on things that will completely change our future.
That's a really good point. And it makes you want to look beyond the big names and headlines, and try to find the stories of those people who are working hard, often behind the scenes, to make the world a better place. And it reminds us that we can all play a part in recognizing and supporting these innovators.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Záda Beasley and everything she's done for AI and machine learning, I'm curious, what's the one thing you really hope our listeners will take away from our conversation today?
If there's just one thing I hope sticks with you, it's that the future isn't something that just happens. It's something we actively create by the choices we make, the things we do, and the people we choose to support and celebrate. Záda Beasley's story is a perfect example of that. It shows the power of human ingenuity, perseverance, and the impact one person can have. It's really inspiring. And it's a call to action for all of us to go out and find those people who are working to build a better future for everyone, and then support them.
I love that. And to all our listeners, as you go about your day, whether you're using your GPS to get around or taking a flight on autopilot, remember Záda Beasley. Her story is a great reminder that even in a world where technology is everywhere, it's the human spirit, the desire to innovate, and the dedication to making a difference that really shapes our future. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.